Okay, that should be good. If you guys can, like on your phone or something, or like on a separate tab on your computer, like have the webinar pulled up like on YouTube, like itself. And just like have it on mute or something just in case there's like comments or something that I miss. Because I'm looking at it on my phone right now.
Have you guys heard Moon?
Huh?
Moon?
Moon? What is that?
You guys haven't heard the song?
Yeah, I'm just going. I'll go to the closet.
Okay, peasant, go.
I'll go to the closet.
This song is stuck in my head.
What song?
I don't know why it's like Flamingo. I don't know why I'm like starting to get hyped right now. Too much and you'll get sick. Are pretty rich.
Well, the YouTube one is so laggy.
Yeah, it's like a 10-second delay, but I think it's fine.
It's funny watching it.
We're live?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah, 11 people watching. So the people that are watching right now, we're gonna start in like 5 to 7 minutes. Just wait for more people to come. And in the meantime, if you notice, we posted on our event page. There's gonna be there's gonna be a prize for people that attend, or are gonna be entered into a raffle to win like a super cute prize from the MD Unique Committee. So if you guys are interested in participating, make sure you leave a comment below, just like any comment, and then you guys will be automatically entered into the raffle. Only one comment though. And yeah, I mean, who doesn't like free stuff? So make sure you guys comment. Like, comment, and subscribe. Nicholas, right? Much wow. I agree.
Oh, 2 minutes?
Post and post. Make sure to leave a comment, guys, for free stuff. I'm gonna read the entire thing.
Wait a sec. How can we see who's on? Or are you gonna be the one that's gonna look at them?
I'm gonna look at them. Well, you can look at them on the, if you look at it, watch the live stream from your phone or something. You look at the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, shout out to Jessica because she asked me to.
Oh, we can ask for shoutouts. Okay.
One shout out. One shout out per person. We're probably gonna wait like minutes just so that we can get more people in webinar. And also, no, I didn't know there were sliders at Carl's Jr. Thanks for letting me know, Jacob. Some people I'll ask a super controversial. In your opinion, is cream cheese is cream cheese sweet or savory?
Savory.
Savory.
But okay.
Savory.
Why? What is Turtle Boy doing?
Answer in the comments. I don't understand why anyone thinks cream cheese is sweet, honestly.
I don't know.
I mean, like, strawberry cream cheese or something, like, I guess I understand, but, like, normal cream cheese is not sweet.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Are you
Yeah, it is.
serious?
What?
Sweet. Crispy.
That's right, cream cheese is savory, not
Okay.
sweet. Okay,
Interesting.
what's another controversial question?
Is cheesecake a cake or a pie?
Cheesecake is a cake.
Cheesecake is a cake.
Yes.
Like, why would it be a pie? It's like,
I don't know.
it has cake in the name. I mean, sure, it has a crust, but like, what does crust even mean? Cream cheese is crunchy.
Cake is a cake.
Oh my God! Thank you, Nicholas. Do you pour your cereal or your milk first?
Milk.
What is wrong with
Cereal.
you?
Wow.
No, I always put milk first, just in case I run out of milk, and then that way I don't have to disappoint myself.
But
It's okay,
still.
I always disappoint myself.
Oh. Okay.
You just, oh my God. School year just started. Yeah, seriously, though. No, I mean, cereal first. Juan is just an outcast.
Okay. Is anyone here allergic to anything?
No.
Or is anyone here lactose?
No, I'm pretty.
No.
I feel like I can eat anything.
I'm allergic to
There
cat.
are actually 20 people watching.
Oh, actually.
Right now? Oof.
Oh, guys, tell your friends to join. Also for the new people that just joined, leave a comment in the chat to be entered into a raffle to win free stuff from the MDNE committee.
Crispy Kurabachi is our lactose. Uncooked cherry,
What the? Oh, like allergic to?
boneless cherries.
What else can I talk about? Least favorite subject in school. That's relatable.
For LT governor? Okay.
What's your guys' least favorite subject in school?
Math.
English.
What?
Science.
I hate all of them. Chem, me too.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
chem.
Chem is
I
my
hate
least-
chem.
Hate chem.
Chem is too hard.
Yeah.
I'm a bio person. Oh, A-fish. I'm sorry, Jacob. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Nah, that's so good.
English dragon fruit with coconut.
I know.
I got you. I like math. I'm not good at it though, but I like it. Hi, Kayla.
Okay.
I am no science person. Me too. I'm a, I don't want to say math person because I'm not really a math person.
Dude, my screen is still loading. I can't look at myself.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Whoa. Whoa. Just not real.
Hold up. Where's Tina? Wait, Tina.
Right here.
Are you
What?
in your restroom?
Yeah, I'm in my hotel bathroom because my sister's watching TV in the other room.
Very fun.
How could you tell?
It's a little obvious.
Yeah.
Okay, last call before we start the webinar. If you haven't already, leave a comment down below to be entered into a raffle to win free stuff from the MD committee. I guarantee you there's gonna be lots of cool stuff in it. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, okay. Now that's out of the way.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, we're gonna start the webinar right now. So if you guys want to take notes, we recommend that you guys take notes like throughout the webinar so that you guys like don't have to go back all the time into the video to like look for stuff that we said. And also it's just easier to keep track of what you're doing. So yeah, so we'll just start the webinar right now. So hi everyone, my name is Alison Ngo, and I'm currently serving as the Membership Development Education Chair for the 2018 to 2019 term. And that can also be shortened to MD&E because a lot of people mess up the name since it's really long. So just feel free to refer to me as the MD&E. And yeah, welcome to the Club Rush webinar. And I'm super excited to be introducing the MD&E committee and also our district treasurer. So we'll just be going around and doing like a quick introduction for everyone, starting off with Juan.
Hi everyone. My name is Juan Perez. I am the Sapphire Lieutenant Governor. I am a senior at Merced High School. And a fun fact about me is that my favorite color is red.
All right, and I like red too. Moving on to the next person is Alexandra.
Hi everyone, my name is Alexandra. I'm the Crystal EA and I'm a junior at Pally High. And a fun fact about me is that I read a lot.
I wish I could read. So the next person we'll be introducing is Cece.
Hey everybody, my name is Cece and I'm a senior at Fountain Valley High School where I'm the president of Fountain Valley Kiwin'S. And a fun fact about me is that I don't know how to swim either.
Oh, we live in California. I hope you learn. Okay, so the next person we'll be introducing is Christine.
Hi, I'm a sophomore at Marina High School,
And a fun fact about me is that I'm getting contacts next week.
Okay, hi, I'm Tina. I go to Edison High School in Jet Division. And a fun fact about me is that I'm in Vegas for the weekend. Woo!
Too bad we weren't invited. So, like I said, my name is Allison. I go to Stuyvesant High School in Jet Division, and I'm currently a senior. And a fun fact about me is that I've never eaten hot Cheetos before, and I never plan to. So throughout this webinar, we'll be helping you guys, like giving you guys tips and tricks as to like how to make your club rush successful for your school, and also how to plan for like upcoming meetings, like your first meeting and things like that. So another thing to keep in mind is that if you guys have any questions like throughout the webinar or things you just want to like need clarification on, like feel free to just ask in the chat or leave a comment in the chat, and we'll get to it like as soon as we can. So the webinar is split up into a bunch of sections that just kind of go over like the breakdown of Club Rush and like the first meeting and like what to do after the first meeting and things like that. So the first section that we have right now is pre-planning for your Club Rush, like getting all your supplies together and coordinating and like, communicating with your board members. So this section will be led by Christine.
Okay, hello. So when you plan, you should talk to your school's ASB first to find out when your club rush is, and so that you can reserve a booth in time, and give yourself at least 2 weeks to plan so that you can assign your officers different responsibilities, like making posters, bringing supplies, and just setting up in general. You should also coordinate, and since you're representing Kiwin'S, try to wear Kiwin'S merch, like the fanny packs or shirts. It doesn't have to be like your club's shirts, but like divisional is fine, or even your decon shirts like most of us are wearing right now. And also to spice things up a little, you can wear face paint, tutus, or bandanas so that you stand out instead of the other clubs. And try to get existing general members involved, so that way the more members helping out, the more attached they'll be, and it'll be just better for everyone to feel like they're all a part of the Ohana, and so that everyone can help out their club.
Yeah, so like Christine said, like pre-planning for your club rush is like super important because you and your board want to give yourself a lot of time to plan accordingly and make sure that everything's like organized, like your booth, like what you're gonna bring, like what your board is gonna do on the day of. So it's like good to organize that ahead of time so you guys like aren't scrambling on the day of to figure out what to do. And yeah, so the next section we'll be talking about is setting up your booth, like all the necessities you need on the day of and how to make your booth just super pretty and informational. So this section will be led by Juan and Alexandra.
Hi everyone. So to get into how to set up your booth, I would first begin with signups. So for signups, remember that paper signups are a traditional way of recruiting members. So most clubs for the signups ask potential members for their name, grade, email, phone number, and whatever, anything or any other information you might want to know about your members. So feel free to add in like your personal questions for your members. An example of a sign up sheet can be found in the Club Rush Google Drive folder. So make sure to go check out the Club Rush folder if you need any examples, and don't forget to print out enough sheets so that your members don't run out of space, if that's the case. So as in Google Forms, in order to make a Google form, make sure to create one with basic information like the one that I just mentioned before. Bring out or assign someone to bring laptops so that the members have somewhere to sign in. And let's suppose you expect your Club Rush to receive many signups. For this, you may need more than 1 or 2 available devices. So in many cases, it may be easier to utilize paper signups. That's just a suggestion. Going on with that, so to make your booth stand out, make sure to have an all about Kiwin'S trifold, which is a very important step that will elevate your booth. So don't just tell people to join Kiwin'S. Make sure to explain what Kiwin'S is all about and use a trifold to include some of the things that I will mention, sections that will be provided after this. So something you can add to your trifold could be the information on what Kiwin'S is. So make sure to include history on information on what Kiwin'S is now and how we started. For that, feel free to include information about our mission, service, and what Kiwin'S stands for. Ongoing now with that, since you will be having devices available for signups, you can also have devices that will play the top 10 reasons, which is a great way to attract members during Club Rush. Be sure to include district events in your trifold, but be prepared to explain what these are. Some district events that you can include would be Fall Rally, Decon, Awakathon, and other basic and our basic Kiwin structure, which would be our pyramid, reverse pyramid, which would have members on top, then club board, then divisional board, followed by district board, and lastly ending with international council and board. Those are some things that you can add to your trifold, as well as any other information in district programs and projects which should be included. Some of the examples of our district projects could be our major emphasis, which is Live to Learn, our minor emphasis, which is PTP, and lastly our governor's project, which is the Thirst project for this year. So for the any information that you might need for the events or projects that we just mentioned, the flyers all can be found in the Club Rush folder in the live stream description down below. So lastly, for my part, make sure to have your club social media for people to add. Something that personally I would suggest would be Remind 101, which is something that I use, and it's a very popular app to keep members updated. It's also very simple and gets the job done really well. So be sure to use a big font when promoting your social media. That way members can see it from a distance. It'll not only make it easier for you to get more members, but it'll also make it easier for the members to come to you.
All right, guys, so the next part of setting up your booth would be to include any pictures of past events, fundraisers, and socials that your club has had. This really shows how active you are as a club, and it sparks the interest of the potential members. And then you also want to show any past awards you guys have won at Decon. Showcasing all of these awards and these trophies will show everyone how much your club has accomplished over the years, because they really want to join a hardworking family. And also you want to showcase all your spirit sticks the divisions have won. So this is definitely a really important award, and bringing out the spirit sticks that you've won in the past not only represents your club but your entire division, so it even represents an even bigger family. And if you can't have like the spirit stick, you can show the photos of your spirit sticks. And then if your club has a key club gong or a belt and a banner, that can really show how official your club is to any potential members. And for extras, you can have balloons, lights, posters, and signs, which will draw the attention to your booth. And if you want, you can have like a poster making social for your current members, which you can get them involved setting up your booth, so it's not just like you're bored if you need any more help. And a really fun thing to do that I've done in the past is to do like a photo frame, and this can also bring members to see you socially, like on Instagram or Facebook. You can have people take pictures and post them with like hashtag your school's Instagram, CNH Kiwin'S, or you can have them at you, so this will bring members to see you online. And then if your school allows it, you can also do like little candies or treats, because obviously if people see like free food, they're going to want to come to your table, and then they'll be able to learn a lot more about your club and all that you do. And lastly, for setting up your booth, if you want to show a little decon video or a club video that you guys have made in the past, this is really exciting for potential members, because they'll be able to like visually see exactly what you do as a club, and they'll be able to see what they'll be able to do in the future.
Yeah, so Juan and Alexandra went over, one of the most like basic necessities you guys should have for your Club Rush like booth is like a big old trifold with all the information about Kiwin'S, including like your history, like pictures from your events, like district projects, district events, all that stuff, and just like a lot of information that will be able to convey like what Kiwin'S does, what Kiwin'S is, and of course like why they should join. And just like additional things you can have on your trifold or at your booth is like your social media, so that members can add you quickly if like in case they need to go somewhere. They can add you on like Facebook or Snapchat or Instagram, and then just follow your guys' updates. And yeah, just like your Key Club gong, awards, balloons, like photo frames, all of those are like optional, but we highly recommend it because it'll just take your booth like just a step further above other booths, and it'll just make you guys, you know, stand out a lot more. And speaking of standing out, this next section on how to build or how to make your booth stand out from other clubs at your school, like other community service club or just other clubs in general, this section will be led by me and Cece.
Okay, hey guys. So the first thing to do to stand out is to obviously be spirited. Deck yourselves out in face paint and bring any spirit sticks or flags that have been won to decorate your booth or to walk around campus with during Club Rush. Another great way to stand out is to wear your mascot. For example, LQ all wore their Crocs to school, and Rancho Capano wore their turtle suit, and Jet Division has a manatee mascot. And on the topic of wearing your mascot, encourage both your general members to wear their Kiwin'S apparel and plan to have your board members wear the same attire to bring attention to your club. Having this uniform look will help you stand out a lot. And along with being spirited can come with cheer battles. So cheer with other clubs such as Key Club or the club surrounding you. However, if you feel uncomfortable or the school doesn't let you do this, you can also Kiwin'S cheers at your own booth. And another idea is to have props for people to take pictures with. As mentioned before, having a photo booth or a photo frame is a really good idea, and you can often see a lot of Kiwin'S clubs having an Instagram photo frame. Spreading your club's name out there is always a good idea. So holding up posters and passing out flyers or brochures can really spread your Kiwin'S club out there. You can find the top 5 or top 10 reasons to join Kiwin'S and the pamphlet, which can be found in the Club Rush folder. Check the link in the bio. But by having officers and members walk around campus to pass out flyers, you are bringing even more awareness to your own club. This helps really when a lot of people haven't gotten a chance to look at your booth or they ran out of time. You really want to spread out all your members as well. You don't want to have too many people around your booth.
And continuing off of that, like we mentioned before, if you guys happen to have officers that like have laptops that you can borrow, or like even your school, like if your school lets students borrow laptops, you can use those to play videos of like district events or previous meetings or previous club events. Just any kind of video that you can play at your booth while people just kind of walk by and like take a look at your booth. It'll like help them have a visual aspect to see exactly what you guys are doing, especially events like Fall Rally and Decon when there's like lots of people cheering, like lots of people screaming and just having a great time. Like that is what you call like super hype, and like students love hype things, so they're gonna be attracted to your booth by watching the video. And once you see them like interested in the videos like Fall Rally or Decon, like you'll take that chance to like explain to them or like reach out to them and say like, oh, so like this event is blah 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 blah, like Fall Rally is this and Decon is this. And that way you have kind of like a conversation starter with all of the people that are like interested in Kiwin'S and your booth. And like I said, going off of that, like when you reach out to, or when you talk to members, you want to make sure that you're being like engaged and, you know, being the one that reach out to people and not just waiting for, not just like standing around your booth waiting for people to come to you, because that kind of makes your booth seem like a little like unapproachable, and like you don't want that for members or like students. You want to be the club that like goes out, like spreads around the school and reaches out to people, and it's just like really kind and welcoming. And when I say that, like don't just go up to someone and like shove a Join Kiwin'S flyer in their face or something. Like take the time to, you know, get to know them, like talk to them personally, and like be sincere when you explain Kiwin'S, and try to get personal with them as much as possible, because that'll just make them feel special in the long run and like make them want to join. And as you're talking to people, it's important to know how to answer questions. So I know a lot of us may have had that situation at least one time where someone asks us like, oh, what's the difference between Kiwin'S and Key Club? Or like, what is Kiwin'S? And like, as simple of a question it may seem, like a lot of us seem to get like stumped on it and we don't know like how to put it exactly. So if you're gonna be working at your Club Rush and just reaching out to people, like be prepared to answer those kinds of questions. Like have like an answer in your head prepared in case that question ever comes up, so that, you know, you don't like kind of stand there like unsure. So you want to be like informative and also brief and, you know, concise, so that the members like get the point and see like where you're coming from. And it also show that you're like knowledgeable about the club, and it just kind of like shows off as like a role model kind of aspect. And if you guys need any help like answering those kinds of questions, or you don't know how to answer them, there's actually a frequently asked questions page in our Club Rush manual, which is link in the bio down below. So if you guys want to check that out, you can click on the link after the webinar and just scroll through the pages to find the FAQ page and, you know, just practice those answers in your head. And lastly, like we mentioned before, is to give out incentives if possible. So some things that other clubs have done in the past is like having candy on their table. So if someone signs up to join Kiwin'S, you can give them a piece of candy, or something else that another club has done before is giving out raffle tickets. And they can use that raffle ticket at the first meeting to like win a free t-shirt or like win a free backpack. So those are just like little incentives that will get like people to sign up, and also people like to go to your first meeting. And yeah, and like on the note of incentives, like make sure that if you are providing incentives, like make sure that they're following your school's rules. So for example, if your school like prohibits you from like having candy or like giving candy to students, like make sure you don't do that. Like try to give out incentives, but make sure you're like abiding by your school's rules, because like we don't want you guys getting in trouble for anything. So if your ASB or your school administration gives you like a set rule or just like a list of rules, like make sure you follow them, but try to, you know, be as creative as possible if you can. So the next section is gonna be about like budgeting your club rush, like we mentioned before, having balloons and like business cards, wristbands, incentives, and all that. Like you're gonna need a little bit of money for that. So this budgeting section will be led by Tina Ham.
Hi. So yeah, like Allison said before, Cece and Allison talked about how important it was to know what will make your club stand out from the others. And so with all these things like balloons, posters, business cards, unless you already have this in your house, it's going to take a little bit of money to get the supplies that you need for Club Rush. So with Club Rush just around the corner and you need money quick, this is where fundraising comes into play. So some fundraisers that are smart during the season is like bake sales or Krispy Kreme donuts, or like just any kind of food sales. And these fundraisers are really important because they make money really quickly, and you don't have to depend on your members to get like money. Like with a bake sale, you can have a stand in front of a grocery store, and your customer would be the people who are walking to the grocery store. You wouldn't have to depend on the members, so yeah, and you get money quick, and it's important because, you know, Club Rush is on the way. And another thing is you want to make a budget for what you are gonna buy, so you don't have, so you make sure you don't go over or over your budget, or like you know what to spend on. So I recommend having a budget of around $100. And that might seem a lot, but it's worth it at the end, because the more people that you bring in, the more people that you have to earn your money back and even earn more in the future. So it's also important to know what's worth spending on and what isn't. Like, it's not really worth it to spend all your money on balloons or just like all your money on candy. It's good to have like a lot of different things. So it's like good to have like 1 or 2 trifolds, like a packet of candy, 5 balloons, stuff like that. And it'll make your club seem more attractive to members, and it'll just bring a lot of people in. And an important note that you need to like take account of is you should not sell food at Club Rush. One, because a lot of schools don't allow it, and also Club Rush is the time to bring in new members, and it's important to prioritize one thing. So if you're prioritizing, you know, selling merchandise or food at Club Rush, you're not really trying, you're not putting all your effort towards bringing members in. And also it might also drive away members, because if they think that all you care about is just taking their money, it is not as attractive to them. And Club Rush is the time where you kind of spoil your members a bit. So selling food isn't really a great idea. And yeah, that's it.
Tina covered. It's like a good idea to set a budget for yourself, like just to limit yourself and like how much to spend or how much you are able to spend on like balloons, business cards, like posters and all that things. It'll just like spending money, it seems kind of like you don't really want to do it, but it'll be good, like she said, in the long run, since you guys will be able to spoil your members a lot. And all these like fundraising tips and stuff, like they'll be sure to help you guys like get fast money to be able to spend for this Club Rush. And yeah, it's important to just be smart about your money and know like what's good to spend money on and like what isn't. So the next section is getting people to your first meeting. So having a successful Club Rush is like obviously super important and you want a lot of people to sign up, but the most important thing they want to do is be able to get all the people that signed up for Club Rush to go to your first meeting, because it'll be like the most important meeting of the year, like where you guys are educating all your members and just introducing Kiwin'S to your audience. So it's important to be able to, get those members to that meeting. And this section will be led by Christine.
So when you plan your first meeting, you should consider what's most convenient for your members. So for example, if your school has 2 lunches and upperclassmen and lowerclassmen have different times to eat lunch, you should reconsider having your meetings during lunch and instead ask your club advisor if it's possible to hold a meeting after school, so that way everyone can attend and there's like no one left behind. Also, during Club Rush, you should hand out flyers advertising your first meeting so that people have a piece of paper and they don't actually have to mentally remember it. And a bonus incentive is if you tell them to bring that paper to your first meeting, maybe they can get a treat like Otter Pops, cookies, or pizza. And also, like we mentioned earlier, you could have a photo booth. So in that case, if you do choose to have a photo booth, print out the pictures at Target or Walmart because those places tend to do it for a pretty cheap price. And later you can pick it up at the meeting. Another thing you can do is post on social media and try to post on every platform, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Use your club's Instagram or your officers. Just try to reach as many people as you can so you can get a larger audience and take advantage of your school's advertisements as well, like class announcements or maybe using the PA. And of course, try to put up as many posters as possible. The last thing is to try to get your board to bring a quota of people. So for example, maybe your president can assign each person to bring 2 new people. So that way you can get like new members introduced to the club, but they kind of know you already, so they won't be as reluctant to become members.
So as Christine covered, like be sure to have a like set time and place with your like organize it with your board in your school and your advisors to have a meeting place decided ahead of time so you guys don't freak out last minute. And also like the flyers that she mentioned, you can have a flyer that says like, oh, come to our meeting on like Wednesday the 25th or something, and then tell them that if you bring this flyer to a meeting, to the first meeting, you can get a free prize, like she said, pizza, cookies, and stuff. And we all like free food, so I mean, how are they gonna turn that down? So, and also like posting on your social media to keep members updated and stuff who have like already added you, and also like getting your board to bring new people, because it's always easier to get people that you already know inside the club, and over time it'll just kind of branch out to other people that they know, and like so on and so on. So it's all about like networking and just trying to get people like interested by having like connections. And so the next section is going to be the structure of your first club meeting. So like all the things you should cover during your first meeting of the school year, and like just the basic necessity of how to introduce Kiwin'S to your new incoming members. And this section will be led by Alexandra.
All right, so for your structure of your first club meeting, it's really important to kind of get down the basics of Kiwin'S so new incoming members are able to see what you're going to do throughout the year. So you should definitely start with your call to order, which is really simple. You just call a time and then your secretary can jot it down. And then you also want to do your Key Club pledge. And you could also do the Pledge of Allegiance, but that is of course optional. And then you want to talk about like the history, the structure, and like what we stand for as Kiwin'S, the organization. So you can kind of talk about how we're connected to Key Club and like how we've come up to what we are today and like things like that to kind of get them the basic information that they need to know. And third, the really important thing to talk about are district events like Decon, Fall Rally, our Rose Bowl float decorations, Awake-a-thon. This will like spark interest in the members because they'll really want to be able to go to these events if they like hear all about them and like understand what they are and what we do during these events. And then you can also talk about basic service events that you do in your club. You can show pictures, you can talk about fundraisers and any socials that you've had in the past. And then you also want to talk about our major and minor emphases, which are PTP and Live to Learn. And then our Governor's Project, which is Thirst Project. And if you want to have any resources or flyers about that, you can check the Club Rush folder, which is in the description below. And then if you didn't, or you can do both, showing videos at Club Rush and during your meeting, but it's also good to show them again during your meeting so they're able to sit down and really watch the video. So if your club or your division has made any videos of Decon in the past or Fall Rally, they'll be able to like visualize the event. And then like you can also, a really important thing to do is like have an event lined up because the members aren't going to want to really become official members if they don't think that you do anything as a club. So you want to show them how active you are. So maybe have like a simple like social service event like that weekend so you can like have new and old members come, or like the week after, that would be good. And then you also want to advertise any club merchandise or divisional merchandise that you guys have. So for example, Crystal Vision has Thirst Project stickers that we're able to sell to support Thirst Project. So that can kind of show the members how we fundraise for our projects. And then also Marina Kiwin'S has their fanny packs. And then lastly, and probably the most important part of your first club meeting is talking about dues and membership. So I know it's a lot to talk about in your first meeting. So if you don't have a lot of time, you can focus a lot about dues in your second meeting, but you definitely want to mention it a little bit so the members are able to hear about it at first. And so you really want to talk about how important it is to pay your dues because you don't really want members in your club that aren't really official members and they're just kind of like hanging around there and they don't really know what it is, how it is important to pay your dues. So you really can talk about the perks of becoming official members, like having insurance for all your events, being able to attend district events like Decon, college recognition for that. You can also talk about the member package, which has the pins and the handbook and the card, and anything like perks that come with becoming a member so that it really emphasizes how important it is for them to pay their dues early and so they'll become official members of Kiwin'S.
So as Alexandra like just went over, all of the things that we just covered about like to have in your first meeting, it's like completely up to your discretion. So it's not like you like have to have all these sections, but we like highly recommend these sections so that you guys, you know, have like a good understanding and like explanation to showcase to your incoming members to see like, oh, like how we became Kiwin'S or like what is Kiwin'S and all our district projects like PTP, Live to Learn, and the First Project, and just general things that make Kiwin'S like what it is. And of course, you can add in like optional things that you guys want to use to, you know, make your presentation unique, like introducing your board members, or if you want to like have an icebreaker in between the meeting, like that's also something you guys can include in your first meeting. And also the topic about dues. I know a lot of members, they can be like put off by the idea of like having to pay like money just to join a club, but as long as you guys like emphasize and just like you know, prioritize the promotion of the benefits that they get, like being an official member or like getting insurance for events and going to district events and things like that, that is something you need to keep in mind when you're advertising dues. Like you're not just paying to do service, you're paying for like all these benefits and things like that and all these perks that you can get, and like they're just things that you want to advertise so that members aren't as, you know, weary about paying their dues. So the next section is going to be how to make your meetings fun, because, you know, after your first general meeting, you want to be able to keep up the hype and the motivation throughout the year so that, you know, your general meetings are fun and exciting so that, you know, members want to like actually go to them like all the time and they'll be excited for them. So this section will be led by Juan and Cici.
Okay, so how to make your meetings fun. First of all, we should combine it with this. You should combine it with the social to let them see what that Ohana spirit really means. So you can have a social to keep the meeting fun and exciting. And I'm pretty sure most of you guys know how to run a social. So I'll move on to the next point, which is to remember to introduce your board. Let them get to know you and your entire board better. By introducing the board, it gives the new and the old members a better bond with not just yourself, but it also makes them feel more welcomed into the club. So moving on with that, make sure to let the members know that the officers equal members. With that being said, since we all have the same passion for helping the community and we're all working toward the same goal, let them know that there's not really a difference when it comes to officers and members. Moving on with that, something to make your meetings fun would be having a Kiwin'S Kahoot game. So having a Kahoot game can be used as an incentive for them to pay attention when you're discussing Kiwin'S 101. So the way Kahoot would work would be by awarding the winner a prize such as like a Kiwin'S apparel, Kiwin'S pin, Kiwin'S sticker, a lei, food, something along those lines, just to make them play the game and be more involved, which would help you by making the members more alert, alive, and enthusiastic by paying attention to what you're saying. And it also helps the members remember dates, so that's a win-win situation. With that said, teach them a cheer. Honestly, when it comes to cheer, it's really up to you to decide what cheer you want to teach them. But just a personal tip for me would be to give them a cheer, a more common cheer, something that you would use. So an example for Jet Division would be Under the Sea, or something like very general would be the How Do You Feel cheer, which is a really good cheer to start with. So make sure to teach them cheers so they can get excited for any spirit battles that we may have in the future. So that's that. So we want to show the incoming members that what Kiwin'S is really all about. So of course, we want to make a difference in the world with the community service, but we also have a lot of spirit. So make sure to show that out. Let them know about our amazing spirit battles and the incredible spirit sticks. So bring out any spirit sticks that you might have and any new cheers that you might have created and just bond it out with your members. That's a great way to have fun with them and in your meetings. You can also have old members talk about their experience or invite neighboring schools, maybe neighboring Kiwin'S, key clubs. You can have an activity which includes general members talking about their Kiwin'S experience. So by mentioning this, you could have past members or any members from last year talk about their experience, and this would just motivate the members more because they see that it's not just the officers who are having this much fun, it's really everyone who gets involved, which is an excellent way to make the new members feel more welcomed. Like mentioned before, more board members can intimidate members, so make sure to have that wall broken between board members and just general members. Having a general member talk on their behalf will make them feel more welcome. So make sure to add more members' voices. That way they feel the impact that they actually have, and they'll be more encouraged. So don't forget to invite your local Kiwanis, Circle K, or even Kiwin'S club to attend your meetings, which is a great way to not just bond with your club in general, but outside clubs as well. Joining or bonding with Kiwanis and Circle K is a great way to go outside of that barrier and be more friendly. So make sure to show the new and interesting members that we're an open and friendly organization where you can meet many new and interesting members.
Okay, sorry. The next thing to make your meetings fun is your members excited. Let your passion show and don't show that you're happy. If you show you're excited to be there, it'll give some members the same excitement. Having a calmer icebreaker like soulmate, human not, or my Kiwin'S neighbor are funny icebreakers that bring a lot of smiles to people's faces, so incorporate them into your meetings. Inclusiveness is key. Tell officers to sit in different spots and avoid cliques. A great idea is to set a quota, just like we talked about before. For example, talk to at least 2 new people and become friends with them. Adding them on social media is also a great way to make that connection. Clicks are what push new members away, so you want to make sure you don't form them or make them very clear. Alternatively, you can also have members sit in groups and assigned each group. And last but not least, definitely show some recap videos. Like explained before, displaying the decon or fall rally recap videos will excite the members and make them excited to attend events. Videos can sometimes be better to explain than words and are a great way to show the hype. Also, feel free to show any recap videos from the other large district or divisional events or even a club event recap.
So as those two covered, one of the most important things to remember about your meetings, like all your meetings in general, is to like get your members involved and like avoid board clicks, or try not to have your board kind of like bunched up together at the front of the room or just like on their own. Like you want to make sure that board members are just kind of like spreading out and always like talking to new members. Like try to make it like a board goal to talk to one new person each meeting, or just talk to new people that they met and, you know, become friends with them periodically throughout the term. And that'll just kind of build like a connection between all of you guys and, you know, avoid the board clickiness, and it'll make board members seem like, you know, less intimidating and, you know, bridge the gap in general members, because, you know, all of us are the same. And like CC mentioned, it's important to like, you know, be excited at your general meeting. Like members are gonna be excited if the board is excited. So you wanna like, you know, have that like good vibes during your meetings. And yeah, all these like mentioned tips are just ways to make your club meetings a little bit more fun, a little bit, you know, exciting, and, you know, make people want to go to them. And before we go on to the next section, if there's anyone new here that just joined the webinar, make sure to leave a comment below to join the raffle to get free stuff from the Empty Need Committee. I'll mention it again later. But also something I wanted to mention is, again, if you have any questions that you want answered based on what we just talked about, feel free to leave it in the comment section so that we can get to it as soon as possible. All right, so the next section is just like additional ideas to have for your club rush, or your just like your school in general. So one of the first things you can do is get a club rush overlay. So if you guys haven't seen these club rush overlays going around on Facebook, our bulletin editor Pauline Dang made a super cute overlay that says like, I'm joining Kiwin'S. So if you want an overlay that's super cute, it has like a cute little ID card with your division and your position, a picture and reason as to why you're joining Kiwin'S, to Pauline's email, which is kiwins.dbulled@gmail.com, right here if you guys need it. So as long as you send all of those to her email, you guys will be able to get a super duper cute I'm joining Kiwin'S overlay, and you can show it off on your social media, and it'll just get other people like interested in having an overlay too, because it's so cute. How could you not want it? Just spread the word, and, you know, get your friends to get one too, so you guys can be matching. And something else, like an additional little like piece of information, should be checking the Club Rush folder and manual, and both of those are linked in the description. So the manual basically goes over like all of the things that we just talked about in the webinar, as well as a few extra tips, like mentioned things you should have for Club Rush, like what to do on the day of, and like frequently asked questions as well as answers, so that you guys can like practice those answers in your head in case a member asks you a question about Kiwin'S. You'll know how to answer it. And in the Club Rush Google Drive folder, there's like a bunch of stuff that you guys can use for your Club Rush. So there's like sample sign-up sheets for your booth, and then there's like first meeting examples for you guys to look at, flyers and brochures that you guys can print out and like give out at your Club Rush, as well as like pictures from past Club Rushes that you guys can use for like reference in case you need, you know, any inspiration to make your Club Rush stand out. And so the last section we have for this is what's after or what's next. So let's say you have like a super successful club rush and you have a successful club or first meeting and you have like a lot of people attending. So these are just some like reminders for you guys to remember after your club rush has passed and you keep out throughout the year. So the first thing is to like never stop advertising Kiwin'S like at your school. Like even though club rush has passed and stuff, like you guys want to keep up the the hype and the motivation and all the like advertisement about Kiwin'S, like whether it's posting posters or flyers around your school that says like Kiwin'S meetings like on Wednesdays at like after school or something, or you can also talk to your school administration or ASB, like depends on whoever's in charge. You can ask them if you can make morning announcements advertising your club, like come to the Kiwin'S meeting after school today and you can get like a free cookie or something, or Kiwin'S is holding a book drive, donate your books in like this room. So whatever resources you have as well as your school has, like try to utilize them to like their max potential and just make sure you get the word of Kiwin'S like out there. And secondly is to have a lot of events planned for after Club Rush. So like mentioned before, even if you have a successful Club Rush, it'll be kind of a waste if you have a lot of members sign up, but there's nothing for them to do. Like if you don't have any events planned, then what are they gonna do? So like even if it's just like a small service event or like even a fundraiser, like try to have something like maybe plan the week afterwards or maybe like a few days afterwards so that members have something to go to like right after they sign up at your Club Rush, so that you can get them involved right away and they don't have to like wait around for your club to do something. And another thing is to be consistent like throughout the year, whether it's like having service events, having fundraisers, communication, or even like having general meetings. Like be consistent with all of them and try to be like as organized as possible. Like if you have 3 service events a month, like try to keep it consistent throughout the term. And also like with your communication, like be consistent with your communication and always update your social media, always like text message your members, always talk to them at meetings and keep them updated as much as possible on all your upcoming events. And like being consistent just kind of shows like how dedicated you guys are and just like how organized and hardworking you guys are. Because that's all clubs are hardworking and diligent. And another like important thing to remember as you guys are moving past Club Rush and like serving throughout the year is to develop personal relationships with your members. So whether it's during Club Rush or during the first meeting or during like your second or third meeting, like try to branch out as much as possible and talk to as many like general members if you can. Like try to get their name, try to remember their name, like always say hi to them at meetings, ask them how they're doing, or like even add them on social media if you can, because Kiwin'S like emphasizes the core value of inclusiveness and like our ohana, and we just want to like translate those feelings to our members by being inclusive and welcoming to every single member. And building personal relationships will just give them more motivation to be in the club, because to be honest, like a lot of students like they join Kiwin'S for the service aspect of it to begin with, but the reason they stay is because of the people that they meet in there. So if you want them to stay, like be the reason that they want to stay in the club and like be in Kiwin'S. And lastly, if you guys need any help like ever, like if you have any troubles or problems with your Club Rush, like feel free to reach out to the Empty Need Committee and we'll try to help you like as much as possible and give you ideas if you need it. And if not, like you're always welcome to also reach out to your respective LTG, because they probably know your club the best and will be able to provide the best advice for your club. And that's all for the informational part of the webinar. So what we have right now is just like an open floor for anyone to ask questions. And so if you have any questions about something that we talked about and you need like clarification on it, or you have a question about something that wasn't covered in the webinar, like feel free to like leave it in the comments section right now, and everyone will be like open to answering it. So you guys are welcome to leave comments and questions below now. Questions, comments, and concerns. In the meantime, let's ask some more controversial questions.
Thank you, Miley.
Thank you, Miley. I just saw that. What's a controversial question you can ask?
Moon landing.
What?
What?
Moon landing.
Moon landing. How many of those have you eaten already? Is water wet?
10.
No.
What do you mean no?
Water is wet.
Wait,
No,
wait,
it makes things
Water.
wait, explain. Please explain.
Water makes things wet. It's not wet
Yeah.
itself.
Exactly.
Okay, okay, I'm not a chem major. I'm just stupid. Okay, what's another? Water is polar.
Is water polar?
No, it was a comment.
Wait. Water's is the Earth flat?
That's just a bad question.
Have you guys heard the flat Earth conspiracy?
No.
Oh yeah. Are any of you guys flat earthers?
No.
Water is not wet, it makes things wet. Okay, thank you.
Yes
for
to pineapple on
enlightening me.
pizza.
No to pineapple.
I agree.
Yes to pineapple.
Pineapple
I
belongs.
agree.
No.
Wait, yeah.
See, Sarah agrees. Pineapple on pizza.
Pineapple on pizza.
Are there questions on Club Rush?
Okay. I have one for you. Tina.
Oh wait, there's a question. Okay.
Yes, Tina. Wait, can you
What
answer.
are good fundraisers that can bring a good amount of funds into your club? Asking for a friend. Okay. I mentioned before that if you want a fundraiser that brings like quick money, it's like bake sales or Krispy Kreme donuts or just selling like food in front of like a grocery store or like at your school. It brings in a lot of money and it's quick and you don't have to depend on your members. Like if you and your board members are the only ones contributing, that's fine because your customers are like the general public.
Yeah, get those big bucks. Raise money for your club. You guys are all welcome to ask any other questions.
Shout out to my SB babes.
What's the decon theme?
What's the decon?
Oh, the decon theme? I heard this from someone. I forgot who, but the decon theme is Minecraft. I'm just kidding.
I thought it was.
It's Roblox. Okay. After our first meeting, how do we encourage? Okay. So Kevin asked, after the first meeting, how do we encourage people to stay active in the club? So this is something I've mentioned before to other people. It's important to like know which members or who your target members are. So let's say you have like a group of people that are returning members. I don't mean like ignore them or anything, but I would say like prioritize them a little bit less and try to prioritize like reaching out to members and asking like why are you on the fence or why are you like not sure about joining Kiwin'S? Like reach out to those members that are like unsure of staying in Kiwin'S and like see what the problem is and just try to get like feedback from people that are, you know, like weary. And it's important just to like reach out constantly and get a lot of feedback from members. Like if you ask your members like, oh, what kind of events are you guys looking forward to, or what events like didn't you guys like? Just trying to see what your members want, and trying to accommodate to your members' needs is what's like the best thing you can do to, you know, get members to be active. And also just like, you know, just personally reaching out to them and like asking them like, hey, you should go to this event or something. And also just trying to, you know, have a lot of social time for you guys to bond and not just have members that like don't want to be there or, you know, don't feel like they're welcomed. hopefully that answers your question. If not, message me later. Okay, if hosting some, or Jacob asked, if hosting some service projects require permission from City Hall, is it recommended for the club to continue planning for this service event? So this is something you should like talk with your board to begin with. So let's say you have to like talk to City Hall and get permission to do it. Think about how long it's gonna take to get like approval from City Hall. Like if it takes a month for you guys to get an approval and the event is like in 2 weeks, then like obviously you guys shouldn't do it. So if you know an event is required to get permission from City Hall, then you have to plan like way in advance. So just like make sure you guys are planning accordingly. So obviously if you guys are like super ahead of time and you know that you're gonna have the approval in time to still have time to advertise the event and just get people to go, then I'd say go for it. But if you're like on a time crunch and you know getting an approval is gonna take a long time, then I'd say just like scratch it and like try to find something else. But the main point of it is that if you know you have to get an approval for something, plan like way ahead of time so that you know you have time to plan it out and you can organize it with City Hall and get an approval on time.
Also, to just like add on to that answer, like for events that are like really big where you need like City Hall's approval, it's also really good to ask like your Kiwin'S to help out, because it's always good to have like adults like backing you up for big events and like giving you tips on things like that.
Just like another thing to add on to that again is if you can have events that involve your Kiwanis, like whether it's like Builders Club or K Kids or Circle K or like just Kiwanis in general, try to have events that involve those other branches of Kiwanis too, so that you guys are, you know, reaching out to other branches and just kind of bringing like the entire K family together. And yeah, just another thing to keep in mind. Any other questions, comments, concerns? What's your guys' favorite ice cream flavor?
Banana.
That's a thing?
Yeah. I ate it today.
Oh my, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. No. Me too. Like, you know what? You know, I'm feeling really annoying about this right now, but leave a comment down below. Oh, okay, we have a question. How do we explain to someone how Kiwin'S is connected to Key Club in simple terms? I don't know how to answer this. Like basically in simple terms, you could say that you can say that we're basically sister clubs. So we're obviously like, we're different organizations, but we're both under Key Club, the umbrella of Key Club International. So the best way you could explain it is Kiwin'S and Key Club are sister clubs. So you could say CNH is the first name for Key Club, and then Key Club is their last name. So CNH Key Club is their full name. And then for Kiwin'S, you can say CNH Kiwin'S is our first name, and then Key Club is our last name. So we're like sister clubs, but we just have different first names. Yeah, so we're basically like family. We're the CNH and CNH Kiwin'S sisters. Better than the Kardashians. You didn't hear that from me.
What are we winning, boys?
I can't tell you.
Oh, there's a question.
What social media?
Oh, you want to read it?
Sure. What social media platform works the best to get as many members as possible to have an active inclination to provide their service?
The social media platform makes best to get as many members as possible. Anyone want to answer this one?
Oh,
I
I
can.
can.
You can answer. You can.
Wait, what?
You can go.
Yeah,
you can
wait.
go.
No, you go.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, it really depends on your club, but most of the time, like using Facebook is a really good way to advertise. And like my club has been using Instagram a lot, and I feel like a lot of people either have Instagram or Facebook or both. And going off with what Juan said about Remind 101 also includes the people that don't have social media. But because a lot of people have social media like Facebook and or Instagram, I feel like those are like the very best social media platforms. And with Facebook, you can advertise like pages and like what's going on within your group Kiwin'S page. And then for Instagram, you can advertise like on Instagram itself, but you can also advertise like on the stories and stuff. And I feel like those are really good like features you can use.
Oh, Tina, did you want to add something? Or were you the one that wanted to say something too?
Oh, she said it all. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely agree with what she said with like the Facebook information and stuff. So like Facebook is like better for like having event pages and things like that to actually like personally invite people to. But I also think Instagram is good for like shorter like reminders or like event flyers or even the Instagram stories. I don't know, I don't use Instagram that much, but I really like using Instagram stories to, like be quick advertisements for events, and they can always like check your club page or club Instagram for that. Are there any? Oh, you have one?
No, I was just gonna look at the comments.
Oh.
Oh,
So, are there any other questions?
Allison,
Yeah.
someone proposed.
Oh,
Yes, Sarah.
she's having an affair. I'm gonna have to politely decline, Sarah.
Dang.
I'll marry
can't-
you, Sarah.
I can't tell you what you're gonna win. It's a surprise. Speaking of what you're gonna win,
Is it edible?
it could be, depending on how you or what you like to eat. Okay. Jacob asked, are there any suggestions for clubs with smaller populations under 100 people per class? 100 people per class, that's so small. But in general, if your school is smaller, I think that's actually better because then you guys are able to, connect with people more easily since it's a little bit smaller and you have like less of a population to appeal to. So I'd say if you can, for smaller clubs, like try to have like a class representative if you guys are able to. Like I know some schools they have like a freshman rep, sophomore rep, junior and senior rep, and that way you guys have someone that can appeal to each class size. And since you have less than 100 per class, then I think that's easier for you guys to reach out to people, like whether they're like your classmates or like people that you just talk to just a little bit. Like it's easier for you guys to reach out to people and connect with them a little bit easier since like most of you guys like know each other and stuff. And in general, like for smaller clubs, I think that it's important to focus a lot on member retention and like member activeness because even if you have like a small number of members in your small number of members in your club, if you have like let's say you have 15 members and you have like 13 of them going to your events and stuff, then that's like super great. That's like a super great ratio to have. So like even if you're like a small school or like a big school, like you guys are able to equally do well. I'm sorry, Sarah. I didn't mean to break your heart. Any more questions, comments, concerns? We'll probably leave the Q&A open for like another, like until 8:20. Do you think that's good? 10 more minutes for questions. In the meantime,
Dab.
who wants to volunteer?
Tina.
Did you say dad?
Yeah.
I volunteer, Tina.
Oh.
Everyone, let's go around dabbing.
You guys remember when Tina did a New Year's countdown and then she was just dabbing?
Oh my god. That's in the past.
Oh, you guys want to hear a funny story? So I think last year at Segerstrom's end of the year banquet, like the whole like celebration we had, Tina came to our banquet, and normally we have like superlative awards, like funny awards, to give out to each person. And since I was since I was president at the time, I was like I was the one coming up with the awards. So I gave Tina the award, like most likely to break her neck from dabbing.
Let me see.
This is Jake. Oh, read it. Go ahead.
This is a correspondence to my last question, but it is important for club participation. Because our school population is small, there is a little variety in the people who join. Some reach us about the birds and the bees. Whoa.
What bees? Bury the bee. Okay, answering Jacob's question. Since there are people that join, like, this is a strange question. I have to think about it for a second. Sarah will join the club. Oh, people who want to participate are usually prevented from doing so because of multiple clubs that they are already in. Any suggestions? So kind of like going off what we said before, is it's important to like make your club stand out at the very beginning. Like if you guys have club rush coming up soon, like I don't want to stay like overshadow the other clubs, but stand out from stand out from them. Like even if they already have a lot of people in other service clubs, you can like tell them all the benefits you get from joining Kiwin's that maybe you wouldn't get from joining like another service club. And even if they are in like other service clubs too, like tell them like community service is universal. And like joining Kiwin's will give you like a lot of leadership opportunities because that's something we emphasize a lot. And you'll just get like so many more benefits and like life-changing experiences in Kiwin's than if you would join other clubs. And just emphasizing how passionate you are and like your own personal experiences in Kiwin's should be like a good thing to advertise to members to get them to join, and like how different Kiwin's is from other service clubs. How do you encourage underclassmen to be more involved when your club is primarily made up of upperclassmen? Does anyone want to answer this one?
I can answer.
Okay.
Well, Club Rush, usually you're bringing like a lot of freshmen because I mean freshmen usually want to be more involved and and honestly for my school we bring in a lot of underclassmen because Kiwin'S is like something new that they haven't seen before and they're really excited to get involved, especially when you mentioned the secret word college. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like every year freshmen are becoming more eager to like do things for college. And so if you mentioned that, like it looks really good in your applications, maybe that could be something that is a factor for, like underclassmen to join. And yeah, and also it's a great way to meet new people. And I know like underclassmen, if they don't really know a lot of people, it's a great way to make new friends. So yeah.
Yeah, and also like personally something I've experienced like going throughout Kiwin'S is that if like you're in a club that has like a lot of upperclassmen, if you get like your upperclassmen to, bond and socialize with your underclassmen, I feel like it just makes them feel a lot more special because, having like a friend in a club that's an upperclassman, it'll make you feel like a little bit like more welcome or a little bit like safer, I guess, because they're like your parents in the club. I mean, like I'm pretty sure a lot of us have had like our club moms or like our club dads or whatever, like having that type of relationship between like your upper and underclassmen is something that will kind of get your underclassmen to be a little bit more, like included, like feel included, and just be excited to see your upperclassmen friends, since you don't really get the chance to be friends with a lot of upperclassmen like in your regular classes at school or anything. And something that Jessica asked is how do you build a strong relationship with your club's ASB? So a lot of things that clubs run into problems with kinda is dealing with their ASB, because sometimes some schools' ASBs can be like really strict and some are a little bit more lenient. So the first step to like getting on your ASB's good side is to, of course, like follow all the rules that they give you, because I know even though sometimes ASB's rules can be kind of strict, like you're only gonna make your life harder and make them like dislike you even more if you like try to work around their rules. Like if they say you can't sell this at school or something like that, like you have to abide by that. Like whether it's your school or the ASB, like you should be abiding by all the rules so that your club doesn't get like doesn't get on probation or something. And to like get on their good side is like being like always offering to help them out. Like since ASB is like in charge of like organizing assemblies and stuff, you could say like, oh, like can our club like help you out with this or help you set up, or if you want us to like participate in it. And also have your club like be super involved in what ASB does. So let's say ASB is trying to get people to be like super hyped up and like spirited for like a school football game or something like that. If your club can help out with being excited and cheering and being super loud and stuff, you're helping them get other people excited, like for the football game or like just anything in general. So like helping them out with their jobs will allow them to help you out with your jobs. So just try to be, cooperative, and also be like, I don't know what the word is, but try to help them out as much as possible. And then like in return, they'll see how hardworking your club is and like be willing to help you guys out as well. And it also helps if you can, get close with your counterparts. Like, for example, if you're a club president, like try to get into contact or like be communicative with the ASB president, or if you're like a club treasurer, like try to get into contact with their club treasurer. So it's like getting to know your counterparts and just getting on their good side. Hopefully that answered your question, Jessica. Okay, I'm trying to read other comments right now. I'm Are there any other questions that you guys have right now? No, I didn't. Jacob, I did not read John Locke. Actually, no, I didn't read the Federalist Papers either, but I know about them. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? The Q&A will be closing in 2 minutes. Sammy asked, how does it feel to be iconic?
Allison doesn't know.
Okay, Tina.
But it feels great.
How are your worldlings? Like, can I speak a foreign language? Hola.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
What?
Me gusta queso. ¿Dónde está el baño? Can everyone just take a moment to dab?
Okay.
No.
3, 2, 1.
Ew. Oh.
No.
Like your world lang classes, they're going terrible. I can't speak anything. Dab. Anyone have a question that's not dabbing? That was gross. Ew.
I agree with Kevin. Kevin? Is that Kevin? Yeah, Kevin. I agree with Sarah.
Sarah, Nolan, that was gross. You're gross. Sarah.
Are you guys excited for DCOM?
Heck yeah, I love Minecraft. I'm sorry to be watching. Can you whip? Anyone want to whip?
What how?
Like, whip up some pancakes?
Oh no.
Mine diamonds?
Minecraft.
Mining diamonds?
Y'all want to listen to Minecraft parodies?
Hey, Allison.
Hmm?
Oh, shoot, no. How it feels to be friends with Jessica and Cynthia from Anonymous?
I think that's a punishment for my past life.
You're right.
Yeah, it's not a blessing. It's like I'm getting bad karma right now. Hope they aren't watching this.
They probably aren't. Look at.
Okay. Since we aren't getting any more questions,
What?
oh, since we aren't getting any more questions right now, we're gonna probably wrap up the webinar right now. So if you guys have anything left to say, like say it right now in the next 20 seconds. So
I have
if
something.
there's nothing, what do you want?
Everyone should talk to what's her name? Wait. Decon chair. What's her name?
Jenna.
Jenna. Everyone should talk to her. Oh, I thought her name was Allison for a bit, and then I was everyone should talk to Jenna and then convince her to have a ASMR workshop at Decon.
No, but that's so random.
All right, since there's nothing important left to talk about, we'll be wrapping up this webinar. And so just some like last notes for you guys. If you guys like missed anything in this webinar, like don't worry, we'll be like posting it later in the event page in case you guys want to rewatch it and take some notes on it or just kind of see what went on. And another last minute reminder is that if you guys still haven't checked out the Club Rush manual as well as the Club Rush folder, both of them are linked in the description. So I highly, highly, highly recommend that you guys check those out because there's lots of cool stuff in there for you guys to see. And again, if you guys have any questions, like feel free to reach out to us because we'll always be open to helping you guys. And yeah, if there's anything you guys ever need, like just reach out and we'll be there to help you guys. And thank you for attending this webinar and dealing with us for like an hour and a half. Right,
Jessica loves you.
Tell her okay.
And to stop projecting her love.
Tell her okay. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and you guys are free to leave now. Hope you guys have a good Club Rush. Bye.
Bye.
Wait, okay, bye.
Bye. Broadcast is ending in 3, 2, and